Ever since he was a little boy, Jason Morris has been obsessed with trains. Which is why Jason, an environmentalist working for a San Francisco-based nonprofit, used to ride the rails along with his 10-year-old daughter as often as he could.
We would go to Oakland A's games and take it to the Coliseum. We would go into the city at the holidays, for example, and go see the Nutcracker or the Lion King or something like that.
Being able to take the train everywhere was the main reason he eventually moved from the hustle and bustle of San Francisco to the quieter and more affordable Berkeley.
We lived in 550 square feet with no access to the outdoors, and so when it came time to start thinking about having kids and buying a home, we knew we had to get out of the city.
But even though he's a self-described BART enthusiast, the only time you'll see him on the train these days is on his way to and from work.
It's more challenging now, and so we drive, which I would prefer not to do. From my standpoint, we need to do everything we can to get cars off the road and fossil fuels out of the system.
Since COVID, transportation agencies everywhere have been struggling to bring back customers. But few have been hit as hard as BART. The once shining jewel of the Bay Area transit system seems to have lost its luster, with ridership at 45% of pre-pandemic levels. One of the main reasons is the rise of remote work. Jason used to take BART at least 5 times a week. Now, it's down to 3.
I work from home on Monday and Friday, and I go into San Francisco Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
The decrease in ridership hasn't only affected revenue. During the pandemic, BART added more cars per train to allow for social distancing. But that had the unintended consequence of making riders feel more vulnerable. Recently, BART returned to shorter trains in an effort to reverse that perception.
It feels safer. It feels like there are more sets of eyes paying attention to what's going on. And that gives me peace of mind commuting.
But that might not be enough. According to a recent poll, 46% of riders said they personally witnessed a crime on BART. Of those surveyed, safety and cleanliness were the biggest concerns. Nowhere is that more evident than at the 16th Street station in the Mission District. Get off the escalator and look around. People passed out on streets filled with tents that at times resemble third world slums.
There's no way around it, and you can see some attempts to make it better or to mitigate it, but it's still a challenge. It's a challenging area of the city, and there's a lot of need in these areas, and if you're going to ride BART, this is what you're going to see.
Jason says in this area, you have to be hyper-vigilant.
You have to be alert. You've got to be paying attention. And you should be paying attention anywhere. You got to pay a little more attention when you get to this section of street, and you figure out where you're going and you go there. It's not a place to hang out.
But this isn't the only problematic area. As we come out of Civic Center Plaza, a man on a bike chases us with a rod.
This is one of the most challenging parts. We're right on the edge of the Tenderloin, and we're in mid-market, and this is where the change is happening. In 10 steps, you can be shouted at, and in the next 10 steps, you see a revitalization of UN Plaza.
But even after that, Jason says he's optimistic that the city and BART are on the right track.
I want BART to succeed, so I'm in essence a cheerleader for that experience. Do I always have a positive experience? No, but I have a positive experience most of the time, and that's why I continue to commute that way.
Clearly, the little boy who was obsessed with trains now hopes this is not the end of the line.